Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining in the class library. This morning, we're going to do a little hands-free flow. And I'm also going to poll the audience to see if there's anything in particular that they want to do, any specific pose that they want to do with that. But we're going to strengthen our legs, do some core work, and kind of stretch out these shoulders rather than have like weight bearing on our hands. So I hope you guys enjoy. We'll start seated at the top of our mats, just for a little grounding meditation. Is everyone comfortable with me here? Is there anything in particular you would like to do this morning? No, my favorite pose. All right, so then just sit up nice and tall. Take your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, bring them down your back. Close your eyes, take a few breaths in and out. And on your next exhale, allow your shoulders to relax a little bit more. Make your hands a little bit heavy. Shoulder blades going down your back. And allowing your chest to rise and fall with your inhales and your exhales. Getting your breath to go a little bit deeper. And taking 5 more rounds of breath here. And after that 5th round, we're actually just going to come up to stand at the top of our mat. So taking your time when you reach your last big inhale and exhale, just slowly move to a standing position at the top of your mat. I want you to ground down and out into your feet and inhale, reach your arms up above your head, gaze up towards your thumbs. Take a big breath in here and exhale, open those arms up nice and wide, reaching through your fingertips. And we're going to take our hands and reach them down behind our back, interlacing our fingers, squeezing those palms together. Take your chin down towards your chest. So you're trying to reach those shoulders back, reach those shoulder blades together, keep your core active, and chin to chest. Exhale, release those arms, and inhale, reach your arms nice and big all the way back up towards the ceiling to gaze up towards your thumbs. Maybe lifting your chin up a little bit higher this time. And exhale, same thing, reach nice and big through those fingertips. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, open up your chest. Chin comes down towards the chest on your exhale. Big breath. Open up that space in your shoulders, that tension. Inhale, come back. All the way up. We're just going to do one more of those. Exhale, open up your arms, reach them back. Every time, see if you can't get a little bit deeper. Squeeze the hands together, squeeze your chest and your back. Gaze down. Inhale, release your hands, reach it all the way back up. Exhale, hands to your sides. Beautiful. We're going to take this standing sun salutation a little bit further. So we're still using our arms, but we're not going to be weight bearing on our arms. Just trying to stretch out our necks this morning and our shoulders. So inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold in half. Ground down into your feet. Inhale, reach and rise. Bring it all the way back up. Exhale, hands to your sides. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Ground down into your feet. Inhale, reach and rise all the way back up. Exhale, hands to your sides. And again, inhale. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Ground down into those feet. Let's stay here, grounding down into your feet. Reach through the top of your head. Press down into that right foot and step the left foot back behind you. So we're pressing that right foot forward, left foot back. I want you to ground down into that whole left foot. So even the heel is placed down into the mat. Start bending into your right knee. Pull your lower ribs in, engage your core. Inhale, reach yourself up. You can either bring the hands to your waist or you can bring the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Whatever's comfortable on your shoulders this morning. Keep that core engaged, keep pulling those lower ribs in and activate into your legs. Notice your legs this morning, notice the strength. And on your exhale, we're gonna open up our arms into a warrior 2. So I want you to take that back foot, make it parallel to the short edge of the mat and open your arms up. Same thing, pulling the lower ribs in, tucking your tailbone, bending deep into your right knee. Just slight gaze over your right fingertips. And as we exhale, we're going to windmill our hands down around that right foot, press down into your right foot, and step that left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, lengthen out halfway. We're just warming up here. Exhale, fold in half. Ground down into both feet, but take more weight into your left foot. We're going to switch to our right side. Right foot steps back. So I want you to ground down into your feet first. So really press that left foot forward, right foot back, whole heel is on the mat. Find your grounding here and inhale, reach your arms up, coming into your warrior 1. Same thing, active core, lifting up out of your hips, but still keeping those legs engaged. Last exhale, take and open up those arms, open up that back foot so it's parallel to the short edge of the mat, bringing yourself into a warrior 2. Tailbone tucks, that knee goes over towards your pinky toe so that you're engaging the outside of your leg and opening up the inner thigh. Last exhale here, let's windmill those hands down around that front foot. Just ground down into the left foot, step that right foot, bring it back up to meet the left. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, let's fold and take a ragdoll here as you fold. Grab onto opposite elbows, shake your head side to side. Just letting yourself go. Now that our hamstrings are a little bit warmed up, we're going to move into some deeper stretches here. So as we fold forward, just gently take those hands back down onto the mat. We're gonna start with the right foot staying up to the top of the mat and stepping our left foot out, bringing our hands to the center so that both feet are parallel to the short edges of the mat and we're out wide. Good. I want you to inhale halfway, exhale, fold in half, hands can just reach to the center. And we're gonna start this on our right side first, but first take a wide leg, forward fold, getting into both hamstrings here. Tailbone reaches up towards the ceiling as the top of the head folds down towards the mat. And walk the hands over to that right foot. So walk the hands over to the right foot, take the right hand to the outside of the right foot, and I want you to lift this left arm up and just bring it behind your back. Both feet are still parallel. This is just a little twist of a stretch here. Your head can start to gaze up towards the ceiling, or you can just take the gaze down towards the floor. This all depends on how your neck feels this morning. Exhale, release that left arm, bring it back down. We're gonna point those right toes towards the front edge of the mat. We're gonna take a low lunge, bringing the left knee down onto the mat, the right toes forward towards the front of the mat. So the hands are just lightly on the mat here. We're working on opening up our inner thighs. So pressing down into that right foot. Staying low to start so you can get a nice stretch. Find your grounding in both legs. And then we're going to bring the hands to the waist. Sitting up nice and tall if you can. And I want you to think about taking those hips, pressing them down towards the mat just as much as you can. And then I want you to move your thumbs just right to your spine. So take those thumbs, press them in towards your spine, and we're going to open up our chest, gazing up towards the ceiling, dropping your head back, allowing your shoulders to melt open. Maybe you want to walk your thumbs up a little bit if that feels good, or they can go lower a little bit. Just notice how your spine and your back feels. Inhale, slowly come back to neutral position. We're going to exhale, take both hands down to the inside of that right foot. Ground down into the right foot and just sink back. Sit bone down towards your left heel, straightening out this right leg. So the right toes can lift up towards the ceiling, getting another stretch in the back of the knee, in those hamstrings and calf. Take and bring the weight back forward into that right foot. We're gonna ground down into that right foot again, and we're gonna try a little bind with our hands in our low lunge. So this is something that we do in our side angle pose sometimes, but we're gonna try it in our low lunge. So I want you to keep the weight in the right hand nice and light, but we're gonna lift that left arm up towards the ceiling. So the weight in the right hand is nice and light, and then just take and flip that left palm so it faces away, and bend the elbow, bring it behind your back, opening up your chest. If you feel grounded and feel stable here, pressing into that right foot, we're going to reach that right arm underneath the right leg and see if we can't touch our fingertips, open up our chest a little bit more. Just a little challenge this morning with our shoulders, opening up our chest. Gazing down towards the mat or up towards the ceiling, whatever is comfortable on your neck. Exhale, release those hands gently, taking ground down into that left foot. We're gonna walk our hands back to center. Back to our wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold and half. So wherever your hands want to land here, you can reach out to both feet. You can reach onto your calves, or you can just let your hands drop down towards the mat. You're still sit bone up towards the ceiling, head dropping down, allowing to get an even hamstring stretch. And you should notice that that right leg feels a little bit more open than your left. We're getting ready to even that out. Take and walk and bring both hands over towards your left foot. So that left hand reaches to the outside of your left foot. The right arm is going to reach up towards the ceiling. Little funky twist. Core is active. Both legs are grounded. Exhale, bring that hand down. We're going to switch to left side. So left toes are going to face the back of the mat. Right foot's going to turn in, knee onto the mat. And if you're in the studio, we are facing away from each other. I'm sorry about that. Didn't plan that accordingly. So ground down into that left foot. Hands just sprinkle on either side of that left leg. Press the hips forward. Notice that you're opening up these inner thighs. Take a moment here just to get yourself grounded. Stretched. Allow those legs to release. And then when you feel stable, bringing those hands up towards your waist. Shifting those hips forward. Taking nice big breaths, just how we started our class this morning. And then as the hands are on the waist, taking those thumbs in towards your spine. As the thumbs press in toward your spine, open up your chest, relax those shoulders open, maybe the head drops up or drops back, looks up. Last exhale, slowly come back to neutral. Bring both hands to the inside of that left foot. We're going to take and straighten through that left leg. So just sink the sit bones back down towards your right heel. Straighten through your left leg. Toes lift up towards the ceiling. Inhale, walk back. Back up into pressing into that left foot. And here's where we're going to try that different arm variation on this side. So keeping that left hand nice and light on the mat, try not to press too much or rely too much on that left hand. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Flip that right palm, bend the right elbow, take that arm behind your back, opening up your chest. If you feel stable here in your legs, grounding down into your left foot, wrap that left arm underneath of your left thigh. If you bind your hands, work on opening up your chest, squeezing those shoulders together. Exhale, release your bind. Gently take the hands back down. Come up onto the right foot, and we're going to walk those hands to center again, back into our forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold in half. Sit bones reaching up towards the ceiling. Top of the head falls down towards the mat. And notice now if both sides feel a little bit more even. And to get a little bit more even, we're just going to bend into that right knee a little bit. And then take it over to the left. And back to the right. And back to the left. Coming back to center, one more exhale, fold, sit bones reach. Nice deep stretches this morning. And as you exhale, walk those hands back over towards your right foot, point the right toes. Take a deep bend into that right knee, and we're just going to windmill that left arm up, coming into a warrior two. Pressing into both feet, grounding down and out. And you guessed it, we're going to try that same arm bind while we're in our high version of side angle pose. So we're going to take and drop that right arm down to the inside of the right foot. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. I want this right arm to be nice and light here. Flip that left palm, bend the left elbow, open up your chest. If you feel comfortable here and you want to try that right arm underneath, you can. Exhale, release that bind, ground down into the right foot. Release both hands, come back up. Warrior two. Take and bring the hands gently around that right foot. We're gonna press into our right foot. Step that left foot up. Bringing that left foot up towards the ceiling, fold over top of your right leg. Exhale, left leg falls, meets the right. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold in half. Switching sides here, so we stay facing the front of the mat. We're gonna press into our left foot. Step that right foot back. Right foot's parallel to the short edge of the mat. Deep bend into our left knee. Windmill those hands up, coming into your warrior two. Warrior two first here, grounding down and out into those legs. Finding your balance in your legs first before you go in, taking the left hand to the inside of your left foot, reaching your right arm up towards the ceiling. Then flipping that right palm, bending the elbow, taking that arm behind your back. You can either stay here just for that shoulder opening, or if you want to, try to take the left arm underneath and mind your hands. Exhale, release those hands, take the left hand back down onto the mat, unravel the right. Inhale, use your core back up into your warrior two for a breath. Then we're windmilling the hands again, down around that left foot, pressing into your left foot, stepping forward, lifting the right leg up high towards the ceiling and folding over top of your left leg. Exhale, gently drop that right foot down to meet the left. Heel toe those feet out wide. Toes out towards the corner edges of the mat. Heels turn in, bend into your knees, coming into a low squat. Coming into a Malasana squat, if you want to take the hands together in prayer here, and kind of just press those elbows towards your inner thighs, opening up your chest. Exhale, take the hands to the mat. We're going to straighten out of this pose, but as we straighten, I want you to think pressing those feet down and out. So press those feet down and out, slowly straighten those legs, fold forward. Sit bones up towards the ceiling, releasing your head, your neck, your shoulders. We're going to go right back into our Malasana squat. So take and bend into those knees, Malasana squat. Good. See if it feels a little bit different. Extra stretch, hands to chest. On our last exhale, we're just gonna sit down. As we sit down, try to see if your feet can stay up off of the mat. We're gonna lift ourselves right into a boat pose. So your knees can stay bent in your boat pose, or you can take those legs up straight, whatever challenge level you're working on today. Apparently this is a high challenge level for me today. My legs are shaking. And then the hands come down towards the mat very lightly. We're gonna bring those knees into our shoulders as close as we can, and then take ourselves right back into our boat. Good. Hands come down into the mat, same thing, hands light, knees in towards your shoulders. One more, lift up. Hands to the mat, knees in towards your shoulders, and release. Good. So coming out into a seated position on your mat. We're gonna open up these shoulders a little bit more, but first let's just fold forward, hands to the feet. Take a big inhale, reach to the top of your head, and exhale, fold. And as you're folded in this forward fold, if your hands are touching your feet, I want you to just gently press those hands into your feet and then press those feet back into your hands, allowing your legs to activate a little bit more. Finding the strength in those quads, the hips. Inhale just halfway. Take the right hand to the outside of that left foot if you can, and if you need to bend a knee a little bit, you can. We're gonna press that left foot into your right hand. We're gonna open up, lengthening up through our upper body, and then taking that left hand, reach it back behind you. So really pull those lower ribs in, find some space as you lengthen through your spine, sitting up nice and tall, and reaching that left hand back. Exhale, bring yourself back to center. We're gonna switch sides, left hand to the outside of your right foot. Press that right foot into your left hand, same thing. Lower ribs pull in, extend through the top of your head so you're sitting up nice and tall. Reach that right arm back. Exhale, gently bring both hands back to center. Inhale, lift yourself up. Great. Now we're gonna take and bring our legs one at a time over to the side, and we're gonna come right up onto our shins. Coming up onto our shins, we just twisted out both sides, and sometimes when you twist out both sides, it's good to get a little bit of a crunch in our lower back, so we're gonna do just a low camel pose. When I mean a low camel pose, I mean you don't have to reach back with both hands to catch your ankles. You can keep the hands right in your lower back and press those hips forward. So taking a little anterior tilt here first, hips tilt forward. Then we're gonna press those hips forward, opening up our chest. And as you open up your chest, you don't have to take the head dropping back. You can always hold your chin towards your chest. But I really do want you to think loose shoulders. Just let those shoulders fall open. Inhale, gently come back up. Take an exhale, and as you exhale, really tuck the tailbone, pull the core in, engage your core. And then when we go back into a back bend again, we're actually releasing this core. So tuck the core. And then as you release, you take that anterior tilt forward, hands to the lower back, open up your chest, shift your hips forward, open up. Little back bend. Inhale slowly, coming back up the same way you went in, and tuck. Pull the core in, tuck that little space, tuck your tailbone. Exhale, release. Take those sit bones down towards your heels. Take the knees wide towards the corners of your mat. And we're just gonna come out into a child's pose, taking your hands to the front edge of the mat, folding your head down. And let's take 5 rounds of breath here, big inhales and exhales. On that last round of breath, inhale, come all the way up. Take an exhale. Now, if you're comfortable staying with the knees bent, sitting on your heels just for a few breaths, we're going to do that here while we open up our shoulders. If this is uncomfortable, just come into a regular crisscross seated position. But I want you to reach your arms out to the sides, pull that core in, make fists. And then we're going to squeeze our chest and back together so we're activating those shoulders. And we've worked on a little bit of stuff like this before where we're just getting into some mobility into our shoulders. We've done it lying down in classes, but we're going to do it sitting up this time. So I want you to keep that right arm active, squeezing your chest and back. Keep that left arm plugged in to your shoulders. But we're going to isolate this left arm first. So take the thumb side down towards the floor. Good. And then reach that arm back. So just as far as it can go, keep squeezing, plugging that arm in, take it back. Notice those little muscles in the front of the shoulder that are stretching and working. And then bring it back to center. Take that thumb side neutral and take it up towards the ceiling. Still plugging it in if you can, squeezing the chest in the back as you do this. Take it back. Good. Bring it back to center. Neutral position. Take that hand down. So now right side, squeeze and plug that right side in. Take the thumb side down. And reach that hand back. So this is just slow movements. You don't want to overdo it. If you're activating that shoulder, you might not go as far as you normally would when you're not activating. Bring the arm back. Thumb side reaches up. And we're going to reach back the same way. So trying to keep that shoulder down, trying to squeeze that shoulder in, reach it back, and come forward. Neutral, and release. Good. So your shoulders feel a little bit tired. Now we're going to reach our arms up, interlace the fingers, press those hands away. A little bit of a tired stretch. We're not activating here, so just press those hands away. Arms might feel like noodles. Exhale, release those hands. Same thing, gentle stretch. Take those hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers, open up that chest, maybe gaze up. And release. One more stretch here. Take that right arm up. Take the right hand back behind you. Take your left arm up underneath. See if you can't touch fingertips. If you can touch your fingertips, feel free to squeeze them together a little bit. Or if you're like me where they barely touch, just keep reaching that right elbow up towards the ceiling, left elbow down towards the mat. Your head and neck are neutral. We're just trying to stretch those shoulders. All those little muscles around the shoulder blades can be very frustrating sometimes if you are someone that sits at a computer or sits at a desk or is a massage therapist. So then switching sides, right arm goes underneath. Right elbow down towards the mat. Left elbow up towards the ceiling, fingers towards each other. And release. Release that shoulder. Take and just switch your hips over to one side or the other so you can take those legs out straight. And we're gonna lie down onto our backs. And I'm gonna face you guys for this, just in case you peek up at me so you can see my arms. But we're gonna lie down onto our mats. And I want you to keep the soles of the feet onto the mat for now, but we're gonna again work on these shoulders, but do it lying on our backs. So again, we've done these stretches lying face down before, but this time we're doing it on our backs. So I first want you to bring those arms back out onto the floor, make fists. Squeeze those shoulders in if you can. It's going to feel a little bit different because you're more relaxed here. And then as you squeeze the chest and the back together here, bring those fists, making those fists, bring those hands together slowly straight up towards the ceiling. Keep squeezing your chest and your back. Keep pressing those shoulders back and down into the mat. That's going to help you squeeze your chest and your back. And then keeping those fists, keeping those arms strong, thumb sides facing towards the wall behind you. I want you to take those thumbs down towards the mat behind you or down towards the floor. So reaching those hands overhead, keep plugging those shoulders in. Plug, plug, plug. Reach them down just as far as they will go. Same thing, not overstretching or overworking anything. We're just working on some mobility. Bring those arms back up. And we're going to take them right back where they belong. So you're just going to slowly open those arms out to the sides. And then just let them relax on the floor. We're going to do that one more time. And now the reason that the soles of the feet are on the mat for this one is because I do want you to think about also keeping this torso active, your core active. And when your feet are planted on the mat, it's a little bit easier to do that than when they're out straight. So let's make those fists again, but this time, palms down towards the mat. Squeeze those shoulders in, squeeze your chest and your back. Same thing, slowly lift those hands up towards each other. Think about it as if you're holding dumbbells while doing this, but try to keep those arms straight, bringing them in towards each other. Backs of the hands towards each other. So this one's going to be a little bit less mobility than the one before. Squeeze your chest and your back, squeeze, 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 and gently take those hands overhead. Squeezing the chest and back, squeeze. Big heavy dumbbells in your fists. Bring those hands back to center. Exhale, right back where they were, slowly lower down. Good. And release. Take your hands, bring them back in. Again, they might feel like jelly. We're going to bring the palms towards our face, elbows bent. Take that left elbow in towards your right elbow pit and double wrap into eagle arms if you can. This is going to be a gentle stretch on those shoulders, so just draw the shoulder blades down the back. Head remains neutral. Reach those fingertips towards the wall behind you. Bring the elbows back to center. Just switch sides. Right elbow goes into your left elbow pit. Double wrap if you can. If you can't double wrap, just take the backs of the hands together. Lengthen through your fingertips. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. And exhale, release, relax, unravel those arms, just place them down at your sides, take a big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Sometimes those shoulders are a little bit fatigued after this, but they're nice and stretched out, so we are going to stretch out our neck. So keeping your shoulders relaxed, just take and turn that chin towards the left. Chin towards the left, stretching out the right side of your neck, shoulders relaxed. Bring the chin back to center. Chin over to your right. We're gonna do this 3 times on either side. So if you want to take your time, do it at your own breath, you can. Just switch to your left. And just gently and slowly going back and forth. Noticing if you can go a little bit further in your range of motion when you tip over to each side. And on your last time on each side, just bringing that head back to neutral, maybe just a gentle rock side to side. And then keeping our whole upper body on the mat. So the head is going to stay on the mat, the shoulders, the hands, upper body is staying on the mat. I want you to lift that right leg up towards the ceiling, flex the toes back towards your upper body. So flexing through that heel. Bend gently into that right knee, keep flexing through your heel. Bend into that right knee. Almost as if you're bringing that right knee back in towards your chest, and then we're going to open the right knee out to the right. So don't use your hands here. We're just using the range of motion in our legs. Take the right ankle on top of that left thigh. Same thing, we're not going to crunch up this time for our figure 4 position. We're just going to use the range of motion in our hip. So you can keep your foot flexed here. So we're keeping that leg strong. And then just open that knee, just gently open the knee away from your upper body. If the foot is flexed, if that leg is active, it's only going to let you go as far as you can. Keeping that right foot flexed, bring the knee back to your chest or back towards your chest. Take that right ankle off of your left thigh, and we're going to keep flexing through that foot, taking the foot up towards the ceiling, straightening the leg, and release your ankle a little bit. Do a few ankle rolls either direction. A little bit of a passive stretch. After that active stretch, just let that release. We're going to go back into a little bit of an activation in this right side, but we're going to do the left side first. So just bring that right leg back down. Right sole of the foot down to the mat. Left leg lifts up. So left foot lifts up towards the ceiling. Pull those toes back towards your upper body. Flex through that heel. Bend into that left knee. So strong bend in the left knee. Take and open that left knee out to the left. Left heel on the right thigh. Figure 4. Keeping the upper body flat, the head remains neutral and relaxed, but we're going to take that left knee, opening it away from us. Keeping that leg active so that when you're opening that knee away, it's only allowing you to go. It's like it puts on a brake when the leg is active and it says, nope, no further. We can't stretch any more than that. And release that left leg. Strong left foot. Flexing through that heel, pulling the toes towards your upper body. Just undo that leg, bring the knee back towards the chest, then straighten that leg, pressing that weight all the way up towards the ceiling. Release the foot, roll the ankle around. Roll the ankle in either direction. And take that foot down onto the mat to meet the right. Take a breath here. Scoop that tailbone towards your heels, lifting your tailbone up towards the ceiling, squeezing your core in. Exhale, release. Back to neutral. Lift that left leg up this time. We're going to do one more stretch, open out to the side. So flexing through that foot again, plugging that leg back in towards your upper body. We're just going to take and open that leg out to the right. Trying to keep it straight if you can, flexing through the heel. We're not trying to just slam that leg down towards the mat. We're going slow and controlled here. Bring that leg all the way back up. And as you bring that leg back up, gently bring that foot back down onto the mat. Switching sides, lift that left leg up, same thing. Plug that left leg in, toes back towards your upper body, flex through your heel. And we're opening the leg out to the left. Open the leg out to the left. Press, press, press through your heel, only letting that leg go as far as it can. Bring the leg back to neutral. Exhale, take that leg back down onto the mat. Take your tailbone, scoop your tailbone back towards your heels, lifting your tailbone up towards the ceiling, engaging your core, pressing the whole spine back and down into the mat. And exhale, release. And now I want us to do one little core twist on either side. So take your hands back out onto the mat, bring those knees in toward your chest, and we're gonna try to make this a controlled twist here. So I want you to kind of keep those legs active, squeeze your core in or tuck your tailbone, bringing those ribs in. Whole spine is on the mat. And you're gonna keep squeezing those knees together, taking those knees over to the right. So keep those legs active. Squeeze those knees together as much as you can. Take those legs over to the right, over, over, over. Squeeze, and then release and relax. Let them dump down towards the floor. Maybe reach that left hand out to the left a little bit. Get a nice side body stretch. And as you go to pick those legs back up, squeeze those knees together, pull the core in, bring the legs back. Same thing, squeezing those knees together all the way over to the left side. Squeeze, core is active, tailbone's tucked. Bring yourself into this little ball. Keep dumping those legs over. Squeeze, keep the legs active. Feel your core engaging. And then exhale, release. Dump the legs over to the side, reach out through your fingertips. And on that last exhale, as you lift those legs back up, connect with your core again to bring them all the way back to center. Knees hug in toward your chest. And we're going to take those legs out, stretch straight into our final relaxation pose, our Shavasana. I know we took a very long time to get here, but doing those active, passive stretches really does help increase the mobility over time safely in your joints specifically. So if there's any extra things that you want to do before you settle in toward your Shavasana, you can do that now. But if not, just wiggling your fingers and your toes. Allowing your whole body to come into a relaxed state here. You can close your eyes. Relax the back of your head. Relax the base of your skull, right where it meets your neck. Those first couple of vertebrae. Allow that space to soften and relax. Relaxing the upper back. Softening your chest. Relaxing your back. Right around your rib cage. Softening and relaxing your lower back. Your hips. Your lower core. Letting go of your hamstrings, your quads, calves, space around your ankles, the soles of the feet. your toes. And give yourself a moment here to bask in this relaxation. And gently start to bring some awareness back into your body. Bring your knees in towards your chest, rocking over to your right side. Making your way up to a seated position whenever you're ready. Bringing your hands together. Take a big breath in and exhale, let it go. Closing out this morning with a word that means the light in me honors the light in you. As the light in you honors the light in me. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you guys for joining this morning. Thank you, Taylor and Craig, for joining this morning. I think I see you waving. Bye, guys. Have a good weekend. I'm sorry, did it get really cold lying on the floor? It probably did, didn't it?